We are live. Good morning, boys and girls. We don't have anybody here yet, but that's okay. This is an experimental live shout out Saturday. I've been doing shout out Saturdays for quite a while now. But just this week I had issues technically, and I'm finding that for the most part I can really. That's not true. It's a lot easier to go live than to record videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this live, and if people are here this early in the morning, because it really is rather early, then that's wonderful. And if they're not, then they can watch the replay. And that's exactly what it is. But because this is a shout out Saturday, I'm going to start talking about people, which is what I do. And my first shout out has to be for Creative Grandma, because she shouted me out this week. I don't imagine very many people who know me do not know Creative Grandma, because she has a wonderful crochet channel of her own. Just this week, she did a video wherein, among other things, she shouted out me. Excuse me. Oh, it is early on a Saturday morning. She shouted out me and another channel. So I was quite grateful for that. And even though she certainly doesn't need my support in terms of numbers or anything else, I'm putting her link in the description so that you can go see her if you do not know her. And if you do not know her, then you should. And then my second shout out is Paw Ply Yarn, which is, I need to stop doing that, don't I? Because I wobble a little bit when I do that. Paw Ply Yarn is a hand-dyed yarn company. I found them, I think, on Instagram, but, we've chatted a little bit. I have I recorded an interview with the young man who does Paw Ply Yarn, and his name is Daniel, and he's very nice, very smart, very clever. I will start doing a series about men in the yarn community, and he's going to be the second. The first one is already scheduled for someone else. So anyway, his Instagram and his URL will be in the description of this video. The second one I have to shout out, his name is Efraim Villanueva. He's on Facebook and various other things. I met him through a Facebook men's yarn group. He also is rather young, but he designs really, really wonderful things. And in the description, there is a link to find him on Facebook. I'm going to go again. Oh, and yeah, it is rather early. Also, another shout out. There is a Facebook group, and there is also the Facebook group is called Men's Fibre Retreats, which, as you might imagine, is all about men's fiber retreats. The website, hello Sanita, glad to see you. The website is called actually Men's Knitting Retreats. When it first began, the focus was on knitting, but they have broadened their focus to include all the fiber arts. But and I am very happy to learn they have scheduled their once again scheduling retreats. So men in the fiber arts might want to look at that. And the link will be in the description. My next shout out is there is a young man on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of Instagram shout outs lately, and his name is Louis-Philippe Jolie. Hi, Iris, glad to see you. This guy is Louis-Philippe Jolie. He is French. He has really beautiful, beautiful stuff that he creates. His Instagram will also be in the description. And there's another fellow named Victor, and his Instagram page is called Vic Knits, VIC_KNITS. And he also does really beautiful, beautiful things. And now for my non-yarny shout outs, which I always do. I am going to repeat two from the past. The Asher House, which is all about pet rescue, and also No Dogs Left Behind, which is all about saving dogs in Southeast Asia that might otherwise have been butchered for food. So saving them and making pets out of them. Most often in the Western Hemisphere, but not always. And then there's another one called Project Freedom Ride. And it's early in the morning. I can't remember what it's about. But I would not have put it on my list if I didn't care about it. I'm so sorry. I have a mind like a sieve. But it's called Project Freedom Ride. The link is in the description. Please check it out. And so there we are. How is everybody this morning? It looks like it's Sunita and Iris and me so far. And as I say, this is an experiment trying to do this Shout Out Saturday Business Live rather than as a pre-recorded thing. And it just feels very early. Even though I'm usually up at this time, it still feels very early. Yeah. So everybody is. So Iris, you must be on the West Coast if it's 4 a.m. there. That's pretty darn early here. Sunita, you must be in the Central Time Zone then. If it's 6 a.m. here, there, because it's 7 a.m. here. In any case, so let's just keep chatting and see what happens. See if anybody else comes and joins us, because that's what I'm here for, is to talk to people. Exactly. So I do enjoy doing live streams. They're fun. I was talking about this in some other live streams, and this is my lattice work boomerang shawl. I'm almost done with it. I've almost come to the end of my cake of yarn, and as you can see, I'm back to the same color that I began with. So, and I'm almost at the end of it. So, it will be done soon. There will be pictures on Instagram. There will be a pattern. And there we go. And what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, thank you, thank you. It might look fancy, but it's really pretty darn easy. All of my patterns are pretty easy. I collect patterns, and I see patterns that people make that really look nice, but when you get down to it, it almost looks like it's an arbitrary collection of stitches that of some of which are very complicated and more trouble than they're worth. Frankly, if you ask me, they just look like they're more trouble than they're worth. So I keep it simple, but then that's the thing. One of the great composers of the 20th century, Francis Poulenc, said that anybody can, make something beautiful with totally new rules, but it takes talent to work with the rules that have been there for a generation and make something beautiful then. And he did. Anyway, so that's my story. I also have, I've done several moss stitch things for Granny D because, well, we love Granny D, and honestly, I had not done moss stitch before, and I have grown to love it. Although I started doing this because I needed a little bit of a break from moss stitch, because I did a shawl. And I will publish the pattern for the shawl today, most likely. And I also did a baby cardigan and hat with the moss stitch. Oh my goodness! And what I have noticed with the moss stitch, I'm also working on a grown-up cardigan for myself. Using a moss stitch, and let me show you my progress on this. Actually, this was the first attempt at one of the front panels. You see, this is the moss stitch part, and this is the ribbed part at the bottom. And actually, I abandoned this because I saw that this was going to be too large, and I just started another one. And that one is harder to reach right now while I'm sitting here on camera. But it's, as soon as I finish this shawl, I'll go back to that. And in a week or two, I'll have a cardigan to show you. And then I might be done with the moss stitch for a while, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's see. Well, what are you guys doing? What are you guys working on? I know it's early in the morning for all of us. I had hoped some of our Eastern Hemisphere friends might join us, some people in Europe, and some of our friends in South Africa. But I don't see them, so I don't know that they're here. Well, maybe that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through the list of my links again, and I will then probably just sign off and let people watch the replay. So, Iris says she made the moss stitch for the first time like 2 months ago, and you like it. I like it too. I like it very much. So let's go back through my shout outs. So my first for today is Creative Grandma. If anyone who does not know Creative Grandma should know Creative Grandma. She has a great channel. It's been around a lot longer than mine and has a much, much, much larger following than mine does. She shouted me out this week, which I thought was very kind of her. The second one is Paw Ply Yarn, and the Instagram is PawPlyYarn Co. The links for all of them will be in the description. This is a nice young fellow who has hand-dyed yarn. Beautiful stuff. The next one is Efraim Villanueva, who does beautiful knit and crochet designs, and I have his Facebook link in the description. And the next one is Men's Fibre Retreats, which is all about, as you might imagine, men's fiber retreats. Retreats for men who do fiber art, which would be crochet and knitting. And the last two are on Instagram also. One is called VicKnits, VIC_KNITS, and the other one is called, his name is Louis-Philippe, and I'm not even going to try to spell it. It's in French, but his link is in the description. And then I also have some non-yarny shout-outs. One is Project Freedom Ride, one is No Dogs Left Behind, and one is The Asher House. And oh, hi Stephanie, nice to see you. And there we are. There we are. The links for all of these other channels or other people on other social media will be in the description. And so we've been here for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to call it quits, and I might have a brief lie down myself. At 8 o'clock we have, oh, Stephanie, I'm glad that you love the morning live. Where are you, Stephanie? I'm seeing that we don't have an awful lot of people, and it's rather early for the people who are here. Oh, Stephanie, you're in Chattanooga? So is that Central or Eastern? Because I think the line goes like straight down the middle of Tennessee, right? In any case, oh well, oh well. Eastern, okay. So this has been fun, and I thank you for joining me. This has been an experimental live stream for my Shout Out Saturdays. All of the links will be in the description, and that's really all I have to say. I don't have much more energy right at the moment. And thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye now.